Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some special guests joining us. We got the brother Dr. West Bellamy, and we got Daht here. Welcome.
What's happening? Thanks for having us.
Man. Thanks for having us. We really appreciate it.
Y'all are bringing a basketball tournament back to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Because Charlotte needs it. No disrespect to CIAA.
Yeah.
But it was better in Charlotte. No disrespect to Baltimore.
Way better.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait,
What part?
better than Charlotte,
that was
too.
way better than Charlotte.
What part, though? What part? Like, the party scene was better, but the games were not being attended. That was the biggest problem with it being in Charlotte, yo. Nobody comes to the games. Yeah, like, everybody out at the day parties turning up, but ain't nobody in there seeing Johnson C. Smith get smacked by Winston-Salem State.
I think
That hasn't happened in a long
Calm
time.
down. We're not talking about the facts.
I think times have changed for HBCU sports, and I think that was a time when people didn't necessarily really go for the sports. Now more and more people are going to the sports. They're broadcasting the games more. So I think if they bring it back to Charlotte, I think it'll be a lot different. I just think the Charlotte, that whole vibe and that whole scene was a lot better. It was fun. You got to see so many different people. I just don't get that from DMV. And I went last year. I just didn't feel that the same way.
Well, one, we want to show love to Mayor Brandon Scott in Baltimore and our partners over at Van Wagner and CIAA. I know they're doing their best in Baltimore.
Right.
I was there this year. I had a good time.
I had a ball.
I thought they did really well. But that's also, to your points, why we're bringing this new tournament, the Black College Invitational Championship, to Charlotte. Our own tournament started by us specifically for us, the Black College Invitational Championship. We don't have to beg or ask anybody else to do anything for our HBCUs. We started this endeavor to do this specifically for us. We'll take care of all the fees. We pay for travel, lodging. Every team that comes to participate in the tournament, we give them an entry fee, and then the winning schools get $25,000. And this is all led by us, put together by us. So we need everybody to come out and support.
Yeah, Trump gonna sign an executive order. No federal funding to North Carolina to do this tournament.
And that's different from the NCAA, too, because, like, when teams have to pay to go to the NCAA or pay to go to the NIT and stuff like that. So for West to put in a situation where that BCIC actually pays the schools to come, like, that's different right there.
Yeah.
Yo, what you just said was actually, that's true, because all those years that it was in Charlotte, CIAA, I literally only went for the party.
You never went to one game.
That is
Ever.
definitely true. Yeah.
So what's up? You coming to Charlotte this year to the games?
BCIC, what's happening?
Definitely. I'm glad y'all asked. I couldn't wait to tell you I'm coming to the
good line.
games. But how did y'all two get together to do this? How did y'all?
So one, this is an idea that I have along with my real good brother Russell Stewart. We've been talking about this for about a year and some change. A real quick backstory. It's gonna sound crazy. We were on a social media platform that shall not be named, and we saw a bunch of people complaining that a particular school, Norfolk State, didn't get into the NCAA tournament. They didn't get an at-large bid after having a phenomenal season. And folks were saying, man, damn, like the NCAA, they never give HBCUs more than one school. We never get more than one bid. We need to have our own tournament. So I hit my friend, Josh, who runs this thing called HBCU Nightly. Shout out to Josh. And was like, yo, man, we need to do our own tournament. So we were talking, and things kind of fizzled out. And, yo, this sounds wild. I had a dream in December of 2023. I was telling Daht, when I woke up, it was like God telling me, yo, go do the tournament.
Wow.
And woke up, made some calls, and we started putting everything together. And lo and behold, less than a year later, we had the tournament. Now, I live in Virginia, in Charlottesville, Virginia, and was traveling back and forth to Charlotte. And I would always hear this one particular voice on the radio.
Daht.
Yo, this sounds crazy. I was telling them I would always hear his voice on the radio when I was traveling through on this particular station that shall not be named. Yeah, that's how we rock.
Right.
So I said, yo, when it was time for us to put the tournament together, people were like, well, yo, we need to get this person to host it, this person to host it. And I'm like, nah, we got to get this dude Daht. The dude that was on the Beyonce record, the dude that's known as the Mr. Voice of North Carolina.
Yeah.
So when I hit him up and was like, bro, we need to have you on board, he was like, I'm everything HBCU. He attended Winston-Salem State University. I attended South Carolina State University and Virginia State University. So we're all HBCU everything, and I mean, it's really been a match made in heaven.
You know, Daht, you do the podcast. I didn't know, maybe you didn't either.
I want to say thank y'all for playing that in February every day. Like, seriously, thank y'all, Charlamagne, Envy, Jess. Like, appreciate the Breakfast Club for that.
It's a lot of things that people don't know that you put them on to. You know what I mean?
But you know, what I like about that podcast is you tell people about things that they may or may not know about Black history. So tell us the history of the BCIC. But I never even heard of it, honestly, until y'all did this tournament.
And you won't, because this is the first of his calling. You dig what I'm saying? Like, again, Wes told you, like, this is his brainchild, and the idea that we don't have a space to celebrate HBCUs after our SWAC tournament or CIAA tournament or MEAC tournament. We don't have anywhere else. So an opportunity to have HBCUs come to a NCAA type environment, like, this is the genesis of it. This is the history of it. Right now, we're all participating in the history of the BCIC. Last year, again, the thoughts were coming to fruition and having conversations with the appropriate people at the different conferences. There's a lot of legwork that had to go into this. You got to get signed off from the NCAA. You got to get signed off from each individual conferences. There were certain conferences that wanted payments, and there was just a lot going on. So to have it in a space now where we're actually here, like, less than 3 weeks away, like, this is the genesis of the BCIC. So I'm just excited to be a part of this Black history and bringing something like this to Charlotte.
So you didn't go to DSU?
I'm sorry?
Did you go to DSU?
No, I went to Winston-Salem State. Where you saw DSU? What's DSU? Delaware State?
Lauren, you know Lauren?
Yeah.
Lauren
because Lauren think you talking about B-Dot from Rap Radar.
Bro, that happens all the time. Somebody told me yesterday, said, like, you got a Wu-Tang list? I'm like, no.
She just sent a text that was just like, she was just like, for your information, B-Dot went to DSU too. But she probably was talking.
Yeah, she thinks she's talking about B-Dot. Brian B-Dot Miller.
Yeah. And I know that B-Dot too. There's a lot of punctuation guys out here in these streets. Yeah, but I know B-Dot Miller as well. Nah, but I went to Winston-Salem State University, class of 2006.
Lauren.
Yeah, Winston-Salem.
She think he talking about the other B-Dots.
Yeah.
I understand.
He just want to mess with Lauren.
That's what it was. But how difficult is it to get the schools involved, right? Because I DJ a lot of the HBCU events, especially I like the rivalries, right? The rivalries are a lot better because it's like you always see the Howard Hampton, you always see the Hampton Norfolk, you'll see Morgan and Howard, and you'll see FAMU in this one. So the rivalries are good because it gets the people involved. But how are you going to make sure fans come out and actually want to come to these games? Because you said it's so difficult. And a lot of times we don't get the press. We don't get the TV time. We don't get a lot of those things where people don't necessarily find out about it. And that's why I like North Carolina, too. I think a lot of colleges, especially HBCUs, are in the South.
Absolutely.
It's easier for people to get there. So how are you going to make sure that people get to these games and these colleges get there as well?
Well, we got a couple of ways. We have a wide variety of different in-game entertainment opportunities for people, different theme nights. I mean, we got a Welcome to Charlotte night on the first day when we're looking at, this is the first time ever you're seeing different conferences playing each other in a postseason tournament. So we're thinking that that's also going to drive attention to the games when you have the MEAC versus the SWAC, and then you have the CIAA versus the SIAC. Like, you've never seen that. And this is our first postseason basketball tournament. And we know, like, we can't rest our laurels solely on people just coming to see the basketball games. So we have several of the games hosted by No Limit Larry. Shout out to No Limit Larry.
No Limit Larry.
Out of Charlotte. He's going to be hosting the games on Thursday and Friday afternoon. And then Friday evening, Saturday, and Sunday for the championship games, we got B-Dot. In games, we have performances. HBCU bands will be participating, giveaways. And then it's a whole week of events. So Tuesday, we're kicking it off with a golf tournament. Wednesday, we have a HBCU Sustainability Summit with HBCU presidents from across the country, followed by an empowerment luncheon that'll be hosted by some really cool folks, including the Durant Family Foundation. Shout out to Dr. Wanda Durant and Mama Durant. Then Thursday through Sunday, we have the games. We also have an educational day. So we'll be having high school education day with 1,000 high school scholars from the greater Charlotte area coming on Thursday, about another 1,000 on that Friday. And then we have a step show, a culminating event on Sunday evening. So again, like, it's not just about the games, but make no mistake about it. If I got one shot at this, if people don't come and support this year, there will be no year two. We got a 1-year agreement with the city of Charlotte. It's kind of a prove it year. Yo, Wes, if you can pull this off and we make it what it's supposed to be, then we'll be able to do something moving forward. But if we don't, then there will be no year two. So all the parties, it's a trial. All the parties, all the day parties, the night parties, all the things that individuals are saying that they want to come for, like, all that's cool. But if you only go to those things and we don't come to the games and we don't sell tickets, we don't put butts in seats, we don't have a safe weekend, we don't have people come and purchase hotels, then we will not have a year two. So we always talk about, like, us needing a seat at the table. But, we're building our own table. Like, we don't need anybody else to do anything for us. But when we do build this table, come eat with your own. And that's what we're asking everybody to do. My bad, B.
No, you good. I was just going to say that they have a system in place where they're selecting schools, but I hope politically they do it like where they get schools that are in that area so that fans of that school can come. You dig what I'm saying? Like, because North Carolina Central is like lower in the MEAC, but that's a team that if they were in the BCIC, folks are going to come to that. You dig what I'm saying?
You about to get me cussed
I
out,
know,
bro.
I know.
Like,
And see, we didn't talk about
you,
this as copy points, but I'm just saying, like, I hope
yeah.
it's the finesse. You have to do that. You dig what I'm saying? So, like, I definitely hope that it's attended the way that it should be, so that this can be the beginning of something huge.
How did y'all even get the teams to participate? Like, because it's the first time tournament. Like a lot of schools be like, I'm cool on that. How did y'all even get them to participate?
So it's a selection process.
Okay.
So what we're doing is after every conference tournament, the CIAA just finished the SAICs this weekend. So after every conference tournament, we'll be talking to teams who finish in the top quadrant. And then those individuals are incentivized to come. So, again, we give you $5,000 for participating in the tournament. We cover all food, travel, lodging, and we're giving you a first-class experience. Postseason basketball, for those who don't win their conference tournament, is non-existent for us. So it's only incentivized for our season to continue and then to be a part of something in Charlotte where a lot of people want to be back in that city and then doing something for the culture. It wasn't really hard. As I've been talking to presidents and ADs.
He's lying. I just want to say,
Damn, dog.
no,
You
man,
didn't
because I just want to say this,
get me
Wes.
cussed out.
No, I'm not. I'm going to give you your props because Wes has been boots on the ground of this. Like when you asked that question, Charlamagne, he's had to talk to every single head of the SIAC, the SWAC, the CIAA, the MEAC, the NCAA, like get signed up. So to answer your question, the first answer to that would be connections.
Okay.
Like the way he's connected to so many different individuals, the people that can go in rooms that he couldn't go into and speak for him on behalf of the BCIC. Now, yes, all the things he's saying is 100% correct, but how do we get teams to sign off? Connections.
That's
the
true.
fact that he knows certain people and he was able to talk to them, that was able to, because certain people wouldn't even listen. And he had to have certain conversations with other people to come. You know what I'm saying? Like, so cash, credit, or connections, you always want them connections, and he has those.
That's right. And y'all got a step show too, right? Greek fraternity versus sorority team?
Yeah, so it's the first ever BCIC step show. So this is the first ever inter-conference step show. So, you often have step shows and it's like just bring the best Greek teams, but these are going to be participating Greek teams and or step show teams from the different conferences. So they'll be competing for the BCIC championship. So everything is not only built around competition, but including all four of our conferences. Like, so for example, when you go to, let's say you go to the Hampton, right, or you go to Morgan State, you don't necessarily interact with people from Grambling or from Miles College. If you went to Clark, Atlanta, you're not necessarily interacting with folks from Delaware State, for example. Like,
nobody interacts with Delaware State.
Don't do Lauren like that,
Y'all
man.
be cooking Lauren.
Don't do Lauren like that, man.
Be
Lauren
honest,
and the
guys.
other B-Dot, they do.
Alumni. Yes, you
Deshaun Jackson does, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, it's all about really bringing these conferences together and having an opportunity for our student athletes, students, and then alumni more than anything else to be able to intertwine with each other is what it's all about. That's how we build culture. And in this era right now, more than any other, we have to make sure we build with each other, which means we got to spend time with each other. We got to do things with each other. We got to play against each other. We got to compete against each other. We spend money with each other, and I think that's only going to enhance us as we move forward.
We more than enough. I think about how, on Joy Reid's last night, everybody gathered around, and she ended up having the #1 show in her demo, 25 to 54.
Yeah.
Like, damn, why we ain't been doing that the last 5 years for her?
Yeah.
So it's like we more than enough. You just got to show up.
Yeah. Right. And that's what it's about.
Let me ask you, so
Yes,
with
sir.
a lot of these conferences and these, money's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Has sponsors came in, or was sponsors a difficult thing?
Oh, nah, it's been difficult. I made no mistake about it.
What is the biggest sponsor that came in and supported you right away that you could sell?
The biggest sponsor has been Black Voters Matter, which
Really?
is ironically, shout out to my man Cliff and Tasha.
So what about all these soda companies that sponsor everything else, and these liquor companies that sponsor these beer companies,
I mean,
these clothing companies, these car companies? Because I see them sponsor everything else, right?
and they have been very slow
Quiet.
to come in to sponsor this. Just being completely honest with you, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Obviously, we're 3 weeks out. It's going to happen. It's going to be a first class event. But to be very candid with you,
We all at Duce.
yeah, nah, for real. Like we
real,
haven't.
Why you doing our liquor brands?
Yeah, but we haven't had a lot of the support that you would see with traditional entities. We're not the ACC. We're not the SEC tournament.
They still have budgets though,
you know what?
and they still have budgets.
Absolutely correct, which is even more so why we're saying we need folks to come out to the games, because this is really, pretty much half the tournament I've been paying for out of pocket. Like and this is I'm not gonna say the amount because I'll be in court, but this is a very heavy endeavor in which we've had to put on. And we haven't had the sponsorship support in which you see, again, from other entities, which is part of why we appreciate y'all for having us up here. I'm sorry, Jess, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was about to ask, do you have a really, really dope videographer?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, because how you got to do it is you got to package it a certain way. You got to make it look like something that somebody want to get. And to Envy's point, they are supposed to be, honestly, like, not quiet about giving money, and sponsors supposed to be coming out the ass cheeks for this. But you gotta like package that bitch real nice, like market it, and have like the dopest. I'm talking about really, really dope videographers do every day, like your main event, especially that step show. That step show is going. The energy. Excite people. That sound like you coming to host it. What we doing? It sound like I could do that.
It sound like you should. We need to talk about that. We gonna talk.
Raise the budget.
She a new mama too.
I'm telling you right now.
She taxing it. Her and Envy taxing it. Envy ain't worked in a month.
But I see this being really, really big, and that's how you get the Duces and the, not even just liquor, but the
Red
big
Lobster.
sponsorships.
Red Lobster should be all over this.
I mean, we've had conversations. You know what I'm saying? We would love to follow up
because they doing the rebrand their damn self.
No
so
doubt.
they need just as much as y'all need.
And we gotta give credit where credit is due. We have a really dope sponsorship on. We're partnering with Van Wagner. Van Wagner is the group that runs the CIAA. They produced the Super Bowl. Shout out to my man Julius and Brandon in the back. They've been really, really helpful. But I wouldn't be lying if I didn't say that, again, we haven't received the same amount of support as others. So
either clothing, jersey, whether it's Puma, Nike, or Adidas,
right.
I mean, we've literally
so
had conversations with all of these entities. What we have
sometimes people want to see it done first.
And that's literally what I was about to
But
say.
I always say that, with all these companies, because I mean, Charlamagne and myself, we deal with these sponsorships and companies. It's difficult. Give me something.
Yeah.
Like, give me a little 5 stacks just to help me out for the first year. And then when we prove ourselves, then we can go to the table. But what about TV time? Is this going to be on TV?
Yeah, so we are proud to announce that we have a television partner with Rise. It's a new network. They're part of Samsung. So we're the first sports entity on their platform network, us and Live Golf. So Samsung came in as a partner, Samsung through Rise, rather, they came in as a partner. So we were really happy about that. And they're producing as well as streaming and televising the entire tournament. Really, really looking forward to that. Everybody with a Goku.
Did you reach out to other networks as well, and they kind of just fell back as well? HBCU Go, BT.
Yeah, we ain't gonna. You know what I'm saying? We're happy to be with Rise, and we're really, really excited.
This is HBCU.
No.
This is HBCU Go's wheelhouse. You know what I mean? And when I see stuff like that, and I worked with HBCU Go before, and it's a black brother that owns that, and I see them do the football games, and they have the budgets, and a lot of people say that college, especially HBCU games don't do well, but they're only going to do well if we support. And this is the type of thing that they should be supporting. I deal with all of them, so they can't tell me no.
And he a Dominican, and they show up
and they give them money.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. Chill out, man. Shout out to HBCU Go. We know you're not Dominican. Shout out to HBCU Go. I will say we had some fruitful conversations for a wide variety of different reasons. We're working through how things can work out in the future.
And I like them,
But for this right now, again, Rise stepped up. They answered the challenge, and they're showing us support. But more than anything else, it's one thing to watch it on television. We need folks to come down to Charlotte and come to the games. And that's why I'm so happy to have brothers like Daht, Jess, Envy, Charlamagne for your support, because us not only being on your platform
I'm not a
helps
brother. I'm not a brother. I heard what you just said.
I mean, my bad.
That's why I'm blessed to have brothers like Daht, Jess, and Charlamagne.
My bad, sis. My bad.
She got PTSD. She got PTSD. She went through a bad time on social media about that a while ago.
Yeah, my bad.
What she been through, Daht? What you mean?
I mean, it was a lot.
It was a lot going on, right?
Yeah.
Yo, y'all, wow.
Sis had to have a whole baby to prove to the critics.
Number 2.
Exactly.
Like, we didn't know you the first time.
I'm pregnant.
We don't believe the first one.
Told y'all, yo.
Yo, it is rough out here.
This is a tough room. It's
interesting with the sponsors, because what I would want sponsors to know, and it's the question I'm going to ask, how does this tournament help address the challenges that HBCUs face in regards to funding, media coverage, recruitment? Because sponsors need to know if they are connected with y'all, they are helping with that.
Yeah, literally, this is your one-stop shop. So when we talk about recruitment for HBCUs, our high school education days will be recruitment fairs. We have 2 days of that specifically. When you look at creating an environment to show off the best of HBCU culture, from the sports environment, the games will be high-quality, first-class events. The the college bands that will be playing and performing also show you a glimpse of the HBCU culture. And then when you look at the alumni support and those who will be attending the games as well as the ancillary events, you're going to get everything about HBCU culture at this specific tournament. When you look at the presidents who will be attending the Sustainability Summit, the Empowerment Luncheon, when you're going to have literally 500 players and stakeholders all in one room, there's no better place for you to be able to have a captive audience to show off whatever it is that you're selling and or supporting than this event. But we understand it's the first year. But when we look at some of these other conglomerates that have been built, they had support from the beginning. And what I'm saying is support us now or support us later. You will support us at some point. But our people specifically, we know they're going to have our back. And if anything else, we got platforms like this one that will show us love. We got people like the folks in this room who will show us love. And we got us. You know, some of this, like the tournament is going to happen. We already got that part squared away. It's transpiring. And I think that's a testament of we don't got to beg everybody else to do for us. Now, having more sponsorship money would be a lot easier for me and my children because, we're paying a lot right now. But we can do this ourselves, and we're doing this ourselves. Now, later, they just going to get taxed. We asked everybody to come on board. They didn't, so they're going to have to pay that fee and pay that tax. But we can do this ourselves, and that's what we're doing. I'm sorry?
How much does the venue hold?
8,300 people.
Okay.
Yeah, so 8,300 people in the Bojangles. We're anticipating around 150,000 people to come to Charlotte over that weekend. A multitude of different events. We're not going to say the thing that Envy's going to be doing. I
think he got me working. You actually told me I'm working out there.
But I mean, we have a ton of events that'll be taking place, from day parties to night parties to, again, philanthropic events. There's going to be a lot of people who transcend in the city. We just need those folks to come to the game. The city of Charlotte has been great supporters, and they've been great partners. Shout out to Mayor Lyles, Councilman Smudgy Mitchell, James Smudgy Mitchell, the 100 Black Men of Greater Charlotte. They've been great partners, a multitude of different people. So this is going to be a first-class event. I think sometimes when people associate things with black and us doing it ourselves, they think second class, and that's due to white supremacy. But we're showing folks that we will put together, again, a first-class event that is put together by us, that is for us, and it's going to be for the benefit of our people.
Why the Bojangles Coliseum, though? I mean, y'all couldn't find no place else?
That's just the Coliseum in Charlotte, man.
That's what it's called, man.
It could have been a Spectrum, but Spectrum is super, super huge. 8,300 seats is nice enough.
Bojangles had no problem doing it. They were like, yes, welcome.
We got Supremes for everybody.
And to be real, the Bojangles, the city of Charlotte, the Charlotte Regional Visitors Authority, they own the Bojangles Coliseum. And they've been very gracious hosts. Like, tell us whatever you need. Yeah, Bojangles has been dope. I mean, there's been a lot of events that have been taking place there. They have a first-class professional team, and they've been really good partners. And if those of you who went to CRAA thought that you had a good time, when you come to Charlotte and see what we put together, you're going to see something very similar, if not even better. And I'm telling y'all, come now. Because in 2-3 years, when you see this thing on the same level of as some of the other major sports conferences and entities, you're going to be able to say that you were a part of something from the very beginning.
And so the biggest thing is we need these games to be sold out.
Yeah, butts in the seats.
Okay. We need butts in the seats, man. The Bojangles Coliseum holds 8,300 people. All the floor seats have been bought out. So, of course, our folks, they like, we want to sit on the floor. The tickets are very affordable. Tickets are $40 per session. We have 2 games on Thursday at 12 and 2. Then you have evening games at 6 and 8. That's the same model for Thursday and Friday. So we start off with the MEAC versus the SWAC teams and the CIAA versus the SAIC on Friday. Then the MEAC versus SWAC championship games are on Saturday. And then the CIAA versus the SAIC championship games are on Sunday.
And it's men and women.
It's men and women. It's 16 teams. Yeah, so we don't leave our sisters out. Jess, we don't leave the sisters out.
See that?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. We don't leave the sisters out because it's important for our ladies to have the opportunity to showcase their talents as well. And we're hoping we're going to have a few more surprises.
And where do they go to get tickets?
You can go to Ticketmaster.com, or we prefer you go directly to our website, www.blackcollegechampionship.org. You can put it in any search engine. Look us up on Instagram. You'll see the history of this coming together. You'll be able to follow the journey. And man, we just need your support. Again, there's a lot of folks talking about what we need to do for each other. There's a lot of discussion about what may be going on in other areas or entities in the world, or specifically in our country. But if you want the opportunity to be able to support your own, it's with this. Even if you can't make it, you can buy a ticket. Buy a ticket, and we're going to have, like we said, we have High School Education Day. We can give a ticket to a kid. Like, we have people who we can put the butts in the seats for.
Absolutely.
But we need your support. My bad.
I love that.
No, you're right.
One thing they can't do, they cannot they can't doubt your execution.
Yeah.
So like just execute. I'm not a person who like going nowhere, begging for no sponsorship, doing none of that. I understand, but y'all can do this shit. Y'all can do it, and after it's executed this year, everybody gonna be on y'all dicks. You know what I mean? Just trying to give. Oh, this is great. This is great. Yeah. But that, like you said, you tax their ass. Yeah. And this shit it's gonna be big.
Yeah.
You still having some difficulty transitioning to radio and not cursing a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
it's a little difficult. Y'all notice
Big Mac.
Yeah, she dropped dick and everything.
She has a nigga quota.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, Jess.
So you she passed the bitch quota.
That's why I don't even come to work, yo. I don't even be. I'm like, you know what? Sorry,
I don't even come to work. It's crazy.
Oh, Brandon, you went to DSU, right?
Yeah.
Brandon went to DSU.
Brandon
That's what Lauren was trying to say.
No, she wasn't. She just found that out.
Good job, Lauren. Wait till your homework.
In the corner.
No, I didn't. Nothing that I don't know.
It's nothing that I don't know.
Not with the DSU.
What's the website?
www.blackcollegeinvitationalchampionship.org, or again, you could just put in BCIC in any of your search engines. You'll see us come up. The write-ups, all the information. You know, again, make sure y'all come down to Charlotte. The weather's going to be nice. It's going to be a first-class event. B-Dot is going to be on the mic. No Limit Larry. We got a couple other special guests, man, that'll be there in attendance too. You know, a few friends of mine who will be in the city during that time. So you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a good time.
All right.
If this is not a success, can't blame the white man on this one.
Nah, that's a fact.
This is on us.
It's on us.
100%.
It's 100% on us. But we know it's going to be a success. Like you always talk about the intentionality with our words and the positivity that we're putting in the atmosphere. It's going to yield the results that we're looking for. And we don't need any charity. Like, this is going to be a first-class event with first-class basketball. And it's the same weekend as the March Madness. So what we tell people also, you can't make it down to Charlotte, yo, you can download the app, the Samsung television app. You can put it on, you'll be able to put it on your phone. You can watch it on your television. The same way y'all can't wait to watch March Madness. This is HBCU March Madness.
That's right.
Our school. So come out and support or watch and tune in.
It's going to be a success because I'm hearing casual people talking about it.
Same thing I told him, yo.
Yeah.
Like, that's more, like, I was asking about ticket sales and whatnot, and I was just like, the ticket sales isn't as important as the conversation about it. When you got folks just organically talking about, yo, I heard about this event, da-da-da, that right there goes way higher than just what you see off ticket sales right now. So I'm enjoying that too, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dr. West Bellamy and B-Dot, we appreciate you guys.
Appreciate y'all, man. Seriously.
Man.
I'll see y'all down there. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.